not really that competitive in terms of like building cars or you know racing cars. I've always done that with snowboarding or riding my bike. It's been really competitive, and so cars, it was never about that. So all the cars I built in the past were to rip around town, turn the radio on, go cruise, whatever.
I've been traveling, riding motorcycles, and documenting my journeys for a while now. There's just something about the open road, not knowing where you're headed. It's really inspiring.
This year I finished up a 1928 Ford Sport Coupe, a Model A that I acquired a few years back through a buddy of mine, and it sat neglected for quite some time, and finally ramped up and got it all bolted back together. I have visions of driving the cars or ripping around or having a great time in them, but I have to really focus on the idea of how the car is going to look aesthetically. This is a 1928 Ford Sport Coupe Model A that me and Josh Bulloch cut up a top off of a sedan, a Model A sedan, and kind of reshaped this steel top to fit the Sport Coupe. So it's a Sport Coupe with a steel top, which is kind of unique in its own, and a ton of just handmade parts and little trinkets, and it's still a little rough, still showing its age, and little dents and stuff because the car's in such good shape for being almost 90 years old or whatever it is, and so I kind of let go out of that and just worked around it a little bit. You start these projects all excited, and for me it's about the design. Like that's probably more my strong suit, the designing and the kind of the ideas, and collecting parts I think will look cool together, colors, whatever. But then the mechanics come in at the very end, and I put all the pieces where they need to go and plug all the stuff in, and then you have the second series of stuff once the car's together, and that's making it go and stop correctly.
Trying to hit the road right now, and you just put another carburetor on, working on the gas pedal. Still need to bleed the brakes. Yeah, drive shaft came back with the wrong size yoke on it. The carburetor took a shit. Gas pedal is dialed. The brake pedal was out of throw, so I had to kind of play with that to make sure it landed where it needs to go. And now we just gotta hope that after we bleed it, everything works. And it won't. It never works. Get this car to run the way it should run, going through the shakedown. No stress at all over here. Are we delayed on our trip? We're supposed to leave or what?
Yeah, we're day late.
Let's figure it out. Get it.
I would like to finish, these projects early and have time to shake them out and kind of be ahead of the curve, but that's never happened. It goes down to the wire every time I'm loading the car in the trailer before it's working properly, and I'm fixing stuff from the road. And someday I'd like to change that and actually get stuff done early, but I've never done that yet.
What are we doing, Heathrow?
Hitting the road, man.
Finally.
Starting all over like deja vu. So we got to get all this junk up in here and still leave room for my buddy to sleep. Hanging bed thing. Did you put a frame on it? Right here, like a bar and everything on wheels?
You do a Murphy bed style.
Yeah, and then you just pull it up.
Car wasn't running great. There's some problems with the brakes, transmission, but the plan was to go to Bonneville for Motorcycle Speed Week, so we decided to hit the road. What are we doing right now?
We're in paradise.
Oh, fuck.
The idea was to catch up with my buddy Josh at his place there in southern Utah. I don't even know the name of these sand dunes we went to, but it was insane. We honestly laugh from when we turn those things on to we turn them off. Man, what a blast those things were.
I don't know, I kind of panicked a little bit because I saw you guys. And I was like, oh shit, and I was like, what better be going?
Just got into Utah and stuff's starting to fall apart on us. My car's still being shook out and not shifting correctly. The trailer opened up. I don't know what happened, but a hole just opened up in the top of the trailer. So we stopped by Josh's place here in Cedar at True Metal Shaping. So Josh helped straighten out the trailer, and now we pull this thing into his shop and see if I can get the car to shift and check the vacuum and stuff. We got back to working on my car that obviously wasn't running right when I left the house. So I worked on the tranny a little bit in his shop while Josh ran Ian through using his yoder. So Ian got on the power hammer and moved some metal around, and that was pretty fun to watch.
We're at True Metal Shaping, and Josh is going to teach me how to shape some metal right now. Let's do it. Yeah.
Josh Bulloch's been a buddy of mine for a handful of years now. In my opinion, I think he's one of the most talented metal shapers in the country. We tried to catch up with him and spend a few hours in the shop, kind of just messing around. Just amazing at what he does out of his little shop there in southern Utah.
Heath had a chance to work on the coupe, so now it was time to hit the road, go to Bonneville, check out Motorcycle Speed Week. We have to meet up with Matt Harris and watch his time trials on the Bonneville Salt Flats.
It's just a unique experience in its own. This whole culture of people that have grown up either going out to the salt or found this kind of passion for racing on it. It's like nothing I've ever witnessed before.
I built number plates.
Yeah.
You good at it?
No.
Let me see.
Give me a minute. I built this whole thing now.
He's got arts and crafts going on.
Hold on, let me see it.
It's going on a race bike.
All right, let me see the number.
Worked great, look at
This whole thing.
that.
If it's spinning,
Watch, it's going on a race bike.
Tell me about it.
It's gonna be a world
What
record.
did you get into?
just because it's spinning, it'll
Dude, and then I messed up drawing the numbers,
The
so I'm
only
just
thing
kind of
is
trying to
gonna be-
fix it. I don't want Matt to see it till I'm
I think
done.
the
So I don't want
vibrations
you
and
filming me
curvy
till I'm
flight.
done.
Matt Harris, dude, he's one of my favorite dudes to kind of follow in terms of that custom culture stuff. He's just a real dude that builds just rad stuff out of the back of his house. He's just a true artist, so he challenged himself with building this old, in 1923, Harley JD model.
We didn't pass tech, so we're scrounging around for parts and stuff and trying to make it all happen. Everybody here has been really cool, so we've got parts donated by people we don't even know or actually haven't even seen them. They just sent them down here, like this steering dampener and stuff like that. So they just trust us to get it back to them somehow, which we'll do. And we're wrapping it up, getting ready to go back through tech inspection and try it again. I think we'll be good this time.
How is it being out here in Bonneville? You been out here before?
No, I've never been here before. I've never been here before. I always wanted to come here since I was a kid. So come out here and know that this is where guys come to go fast. Fastest people in the world have been here. So.
It was really cool to see his bike come together and him on the salt and working bugs out and getting it to pass inspection. It was really cool. And his bike, to me, was one of the coolest ones. It was one of the older bikes out there, if not the oldest. And he just put a ton of work and energy into the details and the aesthetic of the bike. Really knocked it out of the park, I'd say. We end up camping at the gateway of the Salt Flats. The idea was to wake up and kind of rip the car around, kind of check out the stuff that we worked on at Josh's, see if I shook some of the bugs out on the salt first thing in the morning.
It looks like the Sport Coupe is running great. Now it's ready for the next leg of this trail.
Next time our Routeless, we'll be on our way into Colorado for the Hot Rod Hill Climb. Race this coupe around in the mountains and check some stuff out.